I thought I was in perfect health. And at my gym, I actually passed out in the middle of one of the step aerobics classes. That's when it all started. My name is Linda. I was diagnosed with a congenital heart disease. It's called right ventricular dysplasia. In order to avoid that from killing me, I had an implanted defibrillator. And so if I went into this abnormal rhythm, it would shock me out of it. And it felt like a horse was kicking you in the chest. And that happened maybe once a year. And so I was having trouble breathing, walking up a flight of stairs, carrying groceries, things like that. And so when I went to specialists, they said there was nothing else they could really do, but eventually got recommended to be on the heart transplant list. The surgeon told me that they had a potential donor who was waiting for a heart-lung transplant. There was a deceased donor who could donate these organs to her, and then her heart could be available to another recipient. So it was called a Domino Transplant. I went in, I was able to get the heart transplant within an hour of being explanted from the donor. When you wake up, you feel euphoric. So I didn't feel any pain, but what I did feel was a really strong pulse, and I hadn't felt that in years. Years ago, they could successfully do a transplant surgery, but the patients would only live about a month or 6 weeks because the body would reject the new organ or infection would take over. The medicines that they've developed in the last couple decades have made the success rates so much higher and the longevity so much longer. I think about 3 days after the surgery, I had a meeting with the pharmacist of the transplant program, and he came in with almost like a dim sum cart with all these different medicines on it, pills and liquids and syringes. In total, I started with about 44 different doses of medicine a day. And then after a year, it was reduced. Maybe there's a total of 10 different things that I take. The anti-rejection medicines and antivirals are the reason that I'm still here and that I had a relatively easy recovery. I feel like I've lived a whole nother life in the last 4.5 years since my transplant, and I've traveled so many different places. I started going on these adventure tours. It's euphoric, really, without the drugs. I'm just really grateful to the companies that work on these medicines and produce these medicines and distribute them. I mean, everyone has to do their part to make the supply chain work, and it does work.